All I am is a man.
Hey guys, I'm out here at the range today getting some training in, ramping up for nationals. And as I head in my first year as a ranked professional shooter, the thought occurred to me, this is my second time attempting a shot career at being a pro athlete. A few decades ago, I failed in another sport, basically. But, you know, failure has definitely taken on a different meaning at 46 years old as opposed to 16. There was a time I had all the excuses for my failure back then. You know, I left home at 15 years old. I lived on my own. I was in a sport that ran very poorly. The sports association was plagued with decades of bad management, financial problems. The sport had no salaries for players. You only made money by winning games. These are all facts, but the trick our mind plays is to protect our feelings. Most of us are masters at building a narrative to preserve our egos. And, you know, the problem with those excuses, there's always going to be environmental factors, always, that challenge your ability to succeed. And they're just excuses. I absolutely thought I wanted it bad enough, and I sort of chalked it up to, oh, it just wasn't in the cards for me. But after calling bullshit on that and wrangling in my ego, I realized I wasn't obsessed with what I was doing. I was obsessed with the idea of it. I was obsessed with the idea of winning, for sure. But also I was kind of obsessed with the coolness factor of being a pro athlete. So it was all the wrong stuff, right? I wasn't investing heavily enough in player development, becoming an expert at the game. And above all, I didn't focus my development as a person. What I truly lacked was a mentor, because who you are, your character, it's far more important than any physical ability and performance you have. So improving and winning, it's a byproduct of personal development and the physical work you put in, but it's the right work. It's the right mindset. It's the right focus. And most importantly, it's having the right people around. Regardless of anybody's opinion, especially my own, of the ability of a 15-year-old on his own in survival mode to put it all together at that time and carve out a professional sports career, doesn't matter. It was still my fault. All those excuses were bullshit. I had all the physical gifts. At 14 years old, I was playing Junior Olympics, and I was ranked the #1 player in the country at that age. By 15 years old, junior in high school, I had open invites to practice with the top college teams in Southern California. And at 16 years old, I trained and competed with the pros. So here comes the ego, right? In my mind, I had already won. Everything was just going to fall into place because why shouldn't it? I was the best. I couldn't be denied. Except I was denied by my own doing. If I would have humbled myself and stayed on the right path, those mentors would have revealed themselves. I know that because I experienced that beautiful truth all the time as an adult now. If your intentions are pure, you humble yourself while doing the work, that energy will vibrate out in such a positive way, you won't be denied. You'll be celebrated by your peers, your mentors. The right people will find you. And the wrong people will feel uncomfortable around you and they'll avoid you. Although I believe in the saying, no one's coming to save you, this is a good reminder that having the right people around you can absolutely be life-changing. So back to failure. Well, it's really only failure if you quit or you stop. So if you fail, get up, dust off, pull out the paddles, start paddling until you find new wind in your sails. Just don't drop anchor at failure. Remember, wasted talent and failure has a pattern. Without discipline without structure, talent dies on the vine every single time. I hope this resonates with some of you guys. And for those of you who knew me back then and now, thank you for all of you who had a part in my development and success as a player and a person.